Alright guys, today we're here to talk about a new game on the Infinity game table called Harry Potter's Trivia Pursuit. So this is a retheme of the trivia game, Trivia Pursuit, that's already on the table that everyone got for free. This is the Harry Potter Wizarding World edition. So there's over 600 questions in the game as far as Harry Potter questions. So all my Harry Potter fans are really excited right now. You can see the theming is done pretty well here. It has the nice backgrounds and stuff. The cards are all themed in the game. The board itself is also themed in the game. All the questions have its own categories, as you can see here. So the theming seems to be pretty well done. There are a few things that we're going to talk about in the gameplay that I wish they did, but overall, the theming is done pretty well. The music in the background that you guys will listen to here in a few is also done pretty well. But I do have some thoughts on this one, so let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, today we're checking out Harry Potter Trivia Pursuit. So, just a caveat here, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so is my wife. So, as soon as I saw her bring a Harry Potter Trivia Pursuit, I knew she would want it immediately. Because she loves the movies. I love the movies too, but she's way better at trivia than I am. Just because I've watched the movies doesn't mean I can answer a bunch of questions about all the characters in the movies. But I do love Harry Potter. My wife loves it, so this is definitely a game that I wanted to check out and show you guys how it works. So, let's go ahead and dive in. First, let's take a look at the settings here, see what we have. You can see a how to play function here, on how you actually play the game here, as usual. So if we go ahead and hit play here, you have your usual suspects of pieces. Obviously, this is a retheme of the Trivia Pursuit game that's already on the Infinity game table. So if I take my piece here, it plays up to 6 people, as you can see. You can also see that there's a house rules option there at the top. So you can see all these little house rules right here. It says follow the pies, and you can click the little eye there to see what that does. Camera zooms and follows the player's pie as they move around the board. You could do a quick game here. A player gets a pie when they get a question right, even if they're not on the pie space. You can roll again. The roll again option, where you get to go again if you get a question right. Or sorry, if you get the pie. There's a quick start option, a quick start 1, quick start 3. So a few different house rules there for you guys to play around with. And one thing I would like to mention, which hopefully you guys can, let me just raise it up here for a second, is the music in the game. So if I raise this up, so just to lower that back so you guys can hear me better. So obviously that very much feels like a Harry Potter game. Even though it's not the main theme song of the actual movie or anything, they did a fantastic job of bringing the Harry Potter style music, where I still feel like I'm playing a Harry Potter game, because the music definitely feels like a Harry Potter song, even if it's not the official song. It has the same vibes, which is really good. Because that's what I want out of these rethemes. I want the game to feel like the theme that I'm playing. Not just the questions, of course, but the actual theming around the table when it comes to music and the board. So speaking of theming here, you guys can see as soon as you open up the game, they have the magical hat right in the center, right underneath the dice, which is pretty cool. They have the frog box there in the corner. They have the jelly beans around, which is really cool. All the spaces have their own houses. So you can see this is the blue is the Hogwarts area, the dark arts, magical objects, magical people. So every question has its own, theming depending on what section you actually land in, which is really good. That's exactly what I want to see. The theming in here is pretty good. With the jelly beans around and stuff, I would have liked to see something else going on the brown area over here, so it's not just a regular table. But the theming is not bad. It's pretty good, considering the board is nicely themed. The music behind it is pretty good, pretty nicely themed. You got the little frog there in the corner, the jelly beans match and stuff. The only thing I would say that I would like that would be, just add a little bit more cool factor to the game, is if something were to happen on the screen while you're just playing, like maybe, Harry Potter comes across on a broom, kind of just wanders around, just for added effect to make the table to make the game a little bit more cool. But it's not a bad job at all, and it looks pretty good on the actual table. One of the other things I wish that they did to even bring that theming even more across is when you roll the dice here, for example, and you get a question, you get to move obviously wherever you want. So let's say the green pieces here, these are the options that you have, so you can move anywhere you want. Let's say that I went, over here, for example. I wish that some of these questions, even though the theming also applies to the question, which is fantastic. It says the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and you saw the back of it is also themed, so that's really good. I just wish that with these cards that sometimes they would have like more sound effects to the game of what you're actually doing. Like you know, maybe the train station sound effect of when Harry Potter gets on the train. You know, just different sound effects from the actual property that kind of remind people of Harry Potter. Like I said, the music in the background is good. I really like the music. I think they did a good job. But just some sound effects while you're playing would even elevate that even more. So then, of course, just like regular Trivia Pursuit that's on the table already that everyone got for free, you're obviously answering questions. You're trying to get your pie pieces. If you get it right, somebody would look at it by hiding this. Did you get that right? Yes or no? Is it Mad Eye Moody? You got it right? Cool. You got that correct. You don't get a pie piece, obviously, because you didn't land on a pie, but you do get to roll again because you got the question right. So you roll that again. Now you got a 5. It'll let you move the 5 different spots anywhere you want to go. You go ahead and click on the next one. This is magical objects. So how many years back in time does Harry Potter travel via Tom Riddle's diary? I have no idea. I'm going to say it's 100 years, but I'm sure that's wrong. It was 50, so we got that wrong. So that person would stop going, and then the next person would go. You can see the blue is highlighted now. So it's the blue's turn, and he rolls the dice. Obviously, you do this going back and forth until you go onto all these different spots here to collect the puzzle pieces. You need 1 orange, 1 yellow, one green, and 1 purple. You know, to fill out your whole entire pie, you need the hat and stuff like that. To fill out your whole entire pie here, and then you win the game. So final thoughts on this game. Like I said, I think if you're a Harry Potter fan, you're really going to like this one. You have 600 questions in the game, which is fantastic, of course, for you to have a bunch of different questions to go through. I like that they're organized in different subject areas and stuff from the Harry Potter movies, which is great. The theming of the actual board is really well done with the different objects and stuff and the art on the middle and stuff. The frog there in the corner, the jelly beans around. All really, really good. The music in the background really feels like Harry Potter, like I talked about before, which is great. The only thing I would say that they could have done more to bring even more life to the theming, if I was going to, you know, have something to tell them, basically, is that I wish there would be more sound effects while you're playing the game. So not just the music in the background, but sometimes it would have, like, Harry Potter say something so you can actually hear his voice. I know that's hard to get voice acting and stuff for them to use, but that'd be cool. Or even the train noise when it's, you know, the train noise that we're all familiar with in the Harry Potter movies. Sound effects from the movies, essentially, while you're playing. Or even an animation that goes across the screen like Harry Potter goes across in a broom kind of thing. Just to add a little bit more animation to each of the games. But I do think that they did a really solid job on the theming, even without those caveats. I think it looks really good. I think Harry Potter fans will be happy. Obviously, if you're not a Harry Potter fan, this game is obviously not for you. Play the regular Trivia Pursuit that you already got free for the table. For those of us who love Harry Potter, this is a great one to add to the collection. Other than that, guys, if you guys have any questions about what you guys have seen here today, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.